Remember I Am Not Starfire? What actually came out? And it highlights some big problems with the comic book industry. All right, we're going to talk about I'm Not Starfire because it's actually released. It came out today. Let's take a little walk through the past, though. Let's go back to the actual release of the trailer, which was hilarious. This was on July 16th. Got downvoted to 89,000 downvotes, which is pretty impressive. They're competing with Marvel Comics at this point to see who can out-cringe who. And I gotta say, I Am Not Starfire doing a hell of a job on taking that crown away from New Warriors, which, by the way, never released. It never came out, even though it was finished. I would say it was going to be a 5-issue miniseries. I would say maybe 3 out of 5 were probably completely finished. By the way, they're giving Blade to Daniel Kibblesmith. Remember that guy? The guy who wrote it? He's writing Blade now for Marvel Comics. I'm sure he's the right guy to write a masculine, a badass vampire hunter. But let's get back to the matter at hand, and let's talk about the top 20 graphic novels because it pretty much sums up the state of the entire comic book industry, and that's failure. And I'm going to continue to cover this because I find it absolutely hilarious because comic book professionals have been asking for you to not buy their books if you don't like their politics for the past couple of years now. And they got their wish because every month they're constantly destroyed by manga. Manga is taking over the comic book industry and they've asked for it. And instead of fixing it, what do? They double down. This is from Polygon. Dark Horse promises it's not just straight white boy comics anymore. The publisher made it clear at San Diego Comic-Con, comics are for everybody. Well, guess what? So is manga, and that's why it's outselling your ass 10-1. But let's go to that ace in the hole. I Am Not Starfire. This is supposed to be the big book. This is going to turn it all around. It's going to make the ship sail again. And it's a pile of shit. I'm about halfway through it. It's 166 pages. It's going to take me a minute to read this pile of shit. And believe me, it is a pile of shit. How do you just, it's almost like they decided to have a board meeting and say, let's create the ugliest character possible. And in turn, somehow make one of the most beautiful characters in comics, Starfire, ugly. And they did just that. The art is horrendous. The character is completely unlikable, running around, giving middle fingers and swearing all over the place. And by the way, this is supposed to be a book made for young adults. So why is she swearing and middle fingering everybody in the book? It seems like that's just not what you're supposed to do in a young adult book. But they decided to go there. And it's a bad book. Of course, people have called it out. Why are you doing this? Who is this for? I don't even think DC Comic Books knows who this book is for. They put it out there hoping that once again, the trash on Twitter would carry it to new heights. How are the reviews, you say? Well, let's take a look at the few outlets that have actually reviewed it. I would imagine because it takes so long to get through, because it's incredibly shit and boring, that a lot of people aren't really rushing to get their reviews out because it's going to take them 4 to 6 weeks to read the damn book because it's 166 pages. Oh, wait, here's one from Nerdspan. 5 out of 5. I love it. Great, great, great stuff. Let's go to this one from CBR.com. What do they give it? Oh, let's take a look. Oh, it's great. 5 out of 5. Oh, let's take a look at a review from Geek Dad. What's he give it? Oh, 5 out of 5. Let's go to But Why Though? What do they give it? Oh, 5 out of 5. Well, we must be in a new golden age of comic books because it seems like every time a pile of shit comes out, the media jumps all over itself to pat people on the back and say that it's the greatest thing ever made when it hardly isn't. This is one of the big problems in the comic book industry. The media are a bunch of shills that don't dare to go against the status quo. Did you really think that I'm Not Starfire was going to get bad reviews? This thing is going to win every single award possible in the comic book industry because it's stunning and brave. But go ahead and keep that shit up, because every month that goes by, more and more people take off from your medium and they go somewhere else where they can actually get what they want. It's a very, very sad day when I have to go to Japan to read about superpowered teenagers in a school when you had that lockdown with X-Men. People obviously still want those books. They still want those stories. That's why My Hero Academia constantly tops the charts in top 20 adult graphic novels. But they're not getting it from Marvel. What do they get at Marvel? They get a bunch of superheroes going to dinner for 12 issues. As long as you keep giving trash like I'm Not Starfire glowing reviews, nothing is going to change. This is everything wrong with the comic book industry, and you deserve what you got. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I will see all of you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment, make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.